Someone Like You, a love story in 6 parts, inspired by the song of the same name by Adele.
Chapter 5. The Tides of Change. Winter wrapped St Austell in a blanket of frost, the once vibrant landscape now transformed into a monochrome tableau. Yet, amidst the icy chill, Emily and Charles found warmth in their budding relationship. The promise of the Rose Festival had sparked a shift in their dynamics, their bond evolving from shared past to shared hope. Despite the cold, their meetings at Rosemary's Cafe continued, each encounter bringing them closer. Their conversations were no longer just about their past, but about their present, their future, their dreams. The cafe had become their sanctuary, a haven where they could shed their fears and embrace their desires. One chilly afternoon, as they sat huddled in their usual corner of the cafe, Charles broke the comfortable silence that had settled between them. "I've been offered a job in London, Emily," he confessed, his voice laced with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Emily looked at him, surprise etched on her face. "That's great, Charles," she said, her voice steady despite the flurry of emotions coursing through her. "But what about us?" Charles reached across the table, his fingers gently brushing against hers. "I want you to come with me, Emily," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "I want us to start a new life together." The proposal hung in the air, the magnitude of his words sinking in. Emily looked at Charles, his eyes reflecting the same hope and apprehension that she felt. London was a world away from the quaint town of St Austell, a world filled with unknowns. Yet the prospect of embarking on this new journey with Charles was enticing. I need some time to think, Charles," Emily said, her voice a mere whisper. Charles nodded, his hand squeezing hers in understanding. They left the cafe in silence, the bustle of St Austell a stark contrast to the storm brewing in their hearts. The next few days were a whirlwind of emotions for Emily. The thought of leaving St Austell, her home, was daunting, yet the prospect of a new life with Charles, a chance at love, was too enticing to resist. She found herself torn between the comfort of the familiar and the thrill of the unknown. After days of contemplation, Emily found her answer. She knew she was taking a leap of faith, stepping into the unknown, but she was willing to take that risk for the promise of a new beginning, for the chance at love. "I'll come with you, Charles," Emily confessed one chilly evening, her voice filled with determination. Charles looked at her, his eyes lighting up with joy. "Are you sure, Emily?" he asked, his voice laced with anticipation. Emily nodded, a smile playing on her lips. "I've never been more sure about anything, Charles," she said, her voice strong and steady. Their future was uncertain, filled with unknowns, but they were ready to face it together. As winter gave way to spring, Emily and Charles found themselves embarking on a new journey. They were leaving behind the familiar lanes of St Austell, stepping into the bustling city of London. It was a leap of faith, a dance with the unknown, but they were willing to take the risk, for the promise of a new beginning, for the hope of a shared future.
Someone Like You is comprised of 6 chapters. To watch or listen to all 6 chapters, why not subscribe to the Romance Diaries? Or if you want to experience your own real-life romance, why not visit one of our sponsors by clicking on a link in the description. The next chapter is chapter 6, the final chapter, The Promise of Spring.